Lucky, and I am an actress, and I am one of the co-producers of The Ugly Princess in the Fringe Festival. And I'm also the company manager of the Omoba Art Theatre Company.
I am Jarrell Henderson. I am co-director for The Ugly Princess and an actor and a performer in the show.
Well, actually, the play started out as a skit that Brandy Jeter wrote. She teaches theater to children, and she wrote the skit, and it was awesome. And then one day she called and said, you know, I think I want to expand the script and perform in the Fringe Festival. And I said, sure, okay, let's do it. And that's how the whole thing started. Well, I like that it's interactive. It's very, very funny. So I think humor kind of, it's a tool to engage people. I like the fact that we've opened it up to new audiences. So there are some people who are going to be there that we know personally and that we don't know, who are going to get to experience theater for the very first time. And I like that it's an African-American fairy tale, and I haven't seen too much of that at all. So I like it's just a sense of newness and freshness about the whole project. Well, some of the cast were actually handpicked. The character Basil was written actually with Jarrell Henderson in mind. I am a good friend of Brandy Jeter's, and she thought that I would be excellent as Queen Chrysanthemum. That's the character that I play. And there are a couple other people who were handpicked, but then we had an audition process, and people showed up who were absolutely awesome. With any audition, you don't know who's going to show up, really.
It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable, and especially since after we had the audition, and we did the first table read, and we found out that I think really people had never acted before, but they nailed it. They knew exactly what we wanted, and the ideas that they wrote in the script really took what was already funny and just blew it out of the water.
We've been rehearsing since the beginning of August, and you know, everyone is just a commonality there. You know, there's no conflict. You know, everyone's on one accord. We actually pray together, which is awesome. You know, we pray in the beginning. A couple times we forgot to pray in the beginning, but and then also, you know, when we leave, you know, we pray for covering over our cast and our crew, and it's just awesome to work with all of them. Well, we pray because we know that without God, we really can't do anything. And He's really the one who gives us the desires of our heart. And most of us, our desire really is to have a career in acting and theater and production. And He's really helped us get there. So I think it would be remiss of us to not acknowledge Him and acknowledge His presence. And also, we want His stamp of approval, His favor on the project. And He's shown that. I think it just helps to reinforce what we do, and it just makes it that much more exciting. I mean, when you think about the storyline of the play, it's what's on the inside that counts, and that's a biblically sound message that everything revolves around the inner man, the heart. You know, that's what God looks at. So that's the message we want to leave with people, that it's what's on the inside. It doesn't matter how beautiful you may be on the outside, but if you're inside, it's all, you know, jacked up. It can really have an effect on your destiny and the destiny of other people. And there's so much out there, you know, what some may call trash, what, you know, some may call a bad influence, but we want to be a light in all of that, a light in darkness, and that's what we're called to be as Christians. And, you know, to mount a production is a lot more work than I thought it would be, you know, behind the scenes. Being an actor is one thing, but when you're, you know, responsible for ticket sales, for venues, for casting, for opening a bank account, you know, anything, it's all a process, but it's all good stuff. Well, I think they can learn that, like I said before, your actions really do have an impact on the people around you. Your attitude, you know, if you have a nasty, ugly attitude, it can affect someone physically. You know, when they come in your presence, you know, they no longer walk upright. You know, they're kind of, you know, dejected almost because your attitude is horrible. And also to be in a position of power and authority, you have to act responsibly. You know, just because you're a queen or a princess, it doesn't really give you the right to treat people as if they're, what's one of the lines in the play, not human? Yeah, the queen has treated the townspeople like they weren't human, and that's made them feel awful. And, you know, so I think that's a great lesson for people to learn, that, you know, you have to use your authority and power responsibly. the Fringe is awesome in that, you know, it's a huge festival, and you know there's a lot of buzz about it, and it's something, you know, to attach our work to, you know, to get noticed. And I actually have not seen a Fringe show, but I've always heard about the festival, and I've heard that it's awesome. But I like the fact that, you know, most of the productions, from what I hear, are very interactive, and ours is. We invite people from the audience to actually participate throughout the course of the show, and I just like the fact that there's such a buzz about it, and it's exciting, and so is our play. So we're excited together with the festival. And I think it's cool that The Ugly Princess is the only family show in the festival. So that sets us.
We're the fringe of the fringe.
We're the fringe of the fringe, exactly. Because typically you would not find a family show in the Fringe Festival. So right there, we're on the fringe.
I know.
And I think that is totally awesome. Do it. Just go out and do it. Go to auditions. You know, don't be afraid. You know, the more you audition, the more you get used to it. Not that you could ever really get used to it, but you know, experience and exposure is everything. Take a class. There's in the city of Philadelphia, there's so many places where you can, you know, take a class, and it doesn't have to cost a whole lot of money. You know, there's the Walnut Street Theater School, the Wilma has
art and
Freedom Theater even. You know, even if you go outside of the city, you know, Brandy is a teaching artist at the Cheltenham Arts Center. Take a class there, but you know, hone your skills, and don't be afraid to take a chance. And the show is called The Ugly Princess, a new African-American fairy tale, and it's totally awesome. It's going to be on September 1st at the African American Museum in Philadelphia, which is at 7th and Arch. We have 3 shows, and they're going to be fantastic. There's a 10 o'clock, noon, and 3 p.m. show, and we're actually, one of the things we're really excited about is an acting workshop for some kids at 2 o'clock. It's a half-hour acting workshop, and it's going to be fabulous, and the kids are going to love it, and you know, it's a lot of work, but we love it.